Life doesn't change in the big moments. It changes in the quiet ones we almost miss. This is Days Like These. I'm J. Malik Asher, and I'm glad you're here. This is a two-part series, and it's about something people don't like to admit. Because we keep calling it love. We keep dressing it up as connection, chemistry, and destiny, when in reality, a lot of the time, it's addiction. Episode 1 is going to feel familiar. It's going to sound like something you said or something you've tried to explain to yourself. It's the part where it felt real. Episode 2 is where that story falls apart. Because it's the same situation, but just a different truth. Let's get into it. Okay, I'm just going to say this the way it comes out. You're not addicted to them. You're addicted to how your body finally shut the hell up when they were around. Yeah, that part. Because if it was actually about them, you wouldn't feel like this when they're gone. You'd be hurt. You'd be sad. But this feels like something in you is malfunctioning. People love to clean this up with pretty words. Soulmates, twin flames, cosmic connection, past lives doing callbacks. Listen, that all sounds better than my nervous system latched onto the first thing that brought relief. But that's what happened. Somewhere along the way, your body decided, oh, this person, this is where we calm down. Not where you grow, not where you're safe, just calm. And once your body makes that decision, your opinions don't matter anymore. That's why you stayed after the third red flag. That's why boundaries felt theoretical. That's why distance felt like punishment. You weren't choosing them. You were reaching for regulation. And here's the embarrassing part nobody wants to say out loud. The relief didn't even last that long. It was short, inconsistent, sometimes crumbs, but it was enough to keep you hooked. That's addiction, not pleasure, relief, because you don't miss the person, you miss the quiet they gave you for 5 minutes at a time. This is why just leave advice is trash. You weren't leaving a relationship, you were losing the thing that helped you function. So your body didn't read it as a breakup. It read it like something was taken away. And everything in you started reaching for it again. That's why it felt so hard. Not because you didn't know better, but because your system didn't know how to be okay without it yet. So when you finally left, it didn't feel like strength. It felt like a moment where you stayed until you literally couldn't stay anymore. So let's be honest. Most people don't leave these situations because they choose themselves. They leave because something snaps. Either they shut it down, they block you, they disappear, they put a legal boundary in place, or it just blows up completely. So you don't get closure. It just ends. Or your body revolts. Anxiety takes over. Sleep disappears. You can't eat or you can't stop eating. And sometimes you don't even recognize yourself anymore. At that point, staying feels dangerous. Or something bigger steps in. Call it God. Call it fate. Call it life dragging you up by the collar because you weren't going to go on your own. That's why willpower never worked. Addiction doesn't care how self-aware you are. It only responds to interruption. And yeah, the aftermath feels ugly. Because you weren't just heartbroken. You were detoxing. Your body was screaming, bring it back. I don't care if it hurts. Bring it back. That urge wasn't romance. That was chemistry panicking. Because you can crave what harms you if it once helped you survive. And that doesn't make you stupid. It makes you human. Here's the line that messed me up when I finally admitted it. I didn't fall in love. I got dependent. Love expands your world. Dependency shrinks it. Love stabilizes. Dependency spikes and crashes. Love can handle space. Dependency freaks out without proximity. Same words, different body response. That's why insight didn't cure it. You didn't need more understanding. You needed another way to calm your system that didn't involve them. Until then, every goodbye felt like suffocation. The real work wasn't leaving them. The real work was teaching your body it could be safe without them. And that work usually starts after the separation, not before. If you're still craving them, it doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It means your nervous system is still catching up. Here's the sentence that ends the argument. You don't stop being addicted to a person by deciding better. You stop when your body no longer needs them to regulate. You didn't lose the love of your life. You lost a coping mechanism that once kept you afloat. That's not romance. That's recovery. And if you're still calling this love, then episode 2 is where we stop being polite about it. Because the truth about what you're actually attached to doesn't sound romantic when you hear it clearly. If something in this episode stayed with you, good. That means the conversation isn't over. This is Days Like These. Remember, you still matter.